Warriors! XRP is the clear winner. If you really pay attention, there's clues and cues everywhere. It's called predictive programming. My name is Coach JB. I am the top health and mindset coach in the world. What you believe in your heart, you think in your mind will eventually become your words and become your reality. If you can see it in your mind, eventually you can hold it in your hands. What you repeatedly do gets ingrained in your subconscious mind. What gets ingrained in your subconscious mind becomes an unconscious activity. And what you're experiencing within your current reality is a manifestation of the thoughts, actions, and behaviors. There's no other way to look at that. Now, I believe in God. I follow the life of Jesus as close as possible. I'm non-religious and I accept everybody. I love every single person. I even love the people that leave hate comments down there. I always say what you mean, just don't say it mean. The key is, warriors, is to surround yourself with people who are like-minded, who are moving towards the same goals. Now, one thing is the worst thing you can do within this crypto space, especially if you love XRP, Bitcoin, or whatever you love. I love all cryptocurrencies because I think it's great that there's an ecosystem of people working together into the quantum financial system and helping people create freedom. Well, one thing I'll share with you, warriors, if you are in the crypto space, don't try to convince people to get into crypto. Just be, grow, learn, become. And once you become, people will follow. So let's dive right into it. I'm going to continue to break down the narrative why XRP is one of the clear winners in this space. Now, remember, I have a lot of XRP, but I also have a broad portfolio of fundamental cryptocurrencies that are going to change the world. I teach my warriors to not just be caught up on one crypto. Now, why do I talk about XRP all the time? I'm an ex-banker. I understand the real world solve for XRP. So just like somebody who studied Bitcoin, or maybe somebody who knows ADA at a deep level, you got CryptoCito, who's really big on Cosmos. We got Selman, Polkadot, like different things out there where people understand it. And that's what you should do. You should find something, become I shouldn't say obsessed. That's probably not the right word. I have an addictive personality. That's why this stuff is great for me, because it keeps me focused. But what I mean by that is once you find something, become obsessed with it. As long as it's a positive behavior that's going to impact the world, and understand it. There's nothing wrong with picking a crypto, but also I have a broad portfolio. And XRP is not my biggest holding now. It's one of my largest holdings. And there's some, so I had XRP, XLM, VeChain is my largest holding. So these are some cryptocurrencies. ADA, I'm stacking up ADA. CRO is one of my biggest holdings. So giving you some hints out there. I look at fundamental cryptocurrencies that are going to change the world. And I teach my warriors, for example, on our warrior call yesterday on Thursday, you can join our private warrior academy down below, as I talked about, yes, my portfolio, but I also talked about emotional intelligence and how the subconscious mind actually works, so you don't get caught up in these pumps and dumps. So let's check the news out, warriors. There's so much great stuff going on in the crypto space. So ARK's Cathie Woods blames crypto crash on ECG Movement. A lot of institutions are buying went paused due to the concerns about mining environmental impacts, and the influential fund manager said Consensus 2021. Now, remember, I study the richest people in the world. If you want to study someone who is a beast in investing, Cathie Wood is somebody you should know. She has predicted so many markets in regards to technology and moving her clients forward into the new systems, right? She looks at the disruptors in the industry, and she gets her clients in there, and she has been crushing it for her clients. So Elon Musk and the ECG movement are responsible for the recent drops in cryptocurrency price. As an influential fund manager, told CoinDesk Consensus 2021 conference today. Cathie Woods, the founder of ARK Investment Management, said Bitcoin, which has lost up to 50% of its value the last few weeks, has come under pressure from institutional investors' concerns about its environmental profile. It was participated by ECG's participated, if I say that right, by ECG, environmental, social, and governance movements, and its notions, which was exasperated by Elon Musk that there's some real environmental problems with the mining of Bitcoin. And a lot of institutions buying were paused. She told Nathan Whitmore a pre-recorded interview and broadcast on Thursday. Musk, who had buoyed market, I'm having trouble reading today, who buoyed the markets by saying Tesla would buy Bitcoin for treasuries and accept it as payment cards, reversed his course later. You also have from Shark Tank, Kevin O'Leary also not pausing, but he's sharing specifically. Now, this is all in narrative, warriors, right? Now that It's a narrative towards the 2050 zero carbon agenda. So if you know where we're heading and you're seeing the elites in the world sharing with you that we're all worried about the environment, ECG, you got Bill and Melinda Gates, their environmental stuff. I know they're divorced now. You got Elon Musk. Think about this for just a second. When you see Elon Musk going into Bitcoin, he gets into Bitcoin and all of a sudden he says, let's slam the brakes on. I'm going to work on environmental things. What does Elon Musk do? He owns a company that has electric cars. You don't think there's a narrative there to say, hey, we're going to come up with technology that's going to make Bitcoin mining eco-friendly? Kevin O'Leary finally admits that he's in Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies, right? He's like, I got into cryptocurrency, but all of a sudden I need to get into eco-friendly cryptocurrency. What is he, guys? He's like me. He's an entrepreneur. These are opportunities for them to actually mold and create the space so they can be the heroes in the space. It's all monetary wars. It's always monetary. So you're probably wondering, what is the ECG movement? You have to understand what the ECG movement, if you're moving into the quantum financial system. So it's environmental and social governance, ECG criteria. What are environmental social governance, ECG? Environmental social governance criteria are set standards for companies' operations that social consensus investors use to screen potential investments. Environmental criteria consider how a company performs as a steward of nature. Social criteria examine how it manages relationships with employees, suppliers, customers, and communities where it operates. Governance deals with companies' leadership, executive pay, audits, internal controls, and shareholders' rights. So key takeaways. Environmental social governance, ECG, criteria is increasingly popular for investors to evaluate companies in which they might want to invest. Many mutual funds, brokerage firms, and robo-investors now offer products that employ ECG criteria. ECG criteria can help investors avoid companies that might pose greater risk due to the environmental impacts. So this is what Kevin O'Leary and Elon Musk are talking about. So as you're focused on these crap coins over here, there's a whole nother narrative going on this way. So they're going to start predictive programming you around the environment, right? So the environment, the whole environmental narrative, the zero carbon by 2050, I like to believe that it's for the earth, right? And I'm going to continue to believe that because it's my paradigm. But it is for monetary as well, warriors. It's all a monetary system that you live in. Once we gave value to money, that if you have more coins than I do in regards to just taking the physicality, right, or dollars than I do, that's when it became a system that's manipulated by monetary, right? I showed you what the bankers are doing, but you have a decision right now. You can be involved and make the same moves by listening to this. So Kathy Woods is talking about ECG. She's one of the top investors in the world. You know how much money she makes her clients? So would you listen to Kathy Wood, or are you going to listen to SNL? Think about that, warriors, okay? Environmental concerns, Kevin O'Leary, you got Elon Musk, they're all talking about the ECGC. Well, let's jump into why I believe XRP is the future. Leading the way, I've shared this with you many times, that I'm predictive and preemptive programming you guys to understand where we're heading. Leading the way on global crypto and fintech sustainability. The world is in the midst of a global crisis, climate crisis, that's impossible to ignore. To avert the world-class climate scenarios, countries around the world have committed to reach zero carbon by 2050. This is based on the World Economic Forum. Remember, Ripple is a partner for the World Economic Forum. Brad Garlinghouse sits on the cryptocurrency committee for the World Economic Forum. Brad Garlinghouse, I'm going to show you in just a moment, is the one traveling around the world on news stations. Who do they interview all the time? Brad Garlinghouse. They address the sustainability across all industries and a worldwide priority. Global finance is no exception. Excuse me. So let's move down just a little bit here. Where's it at here? Okay, so traditional finance is turning its attention to sustainability with innovative advances from the fintech space, leading a helping hand. Fintech, including blockchain and crypto, are well positioned to be the forefront of global finance committees to more sustainable future. For instance, BlackRock and global investment managers, technology providers, is helping clients invest create sustainable products and engage with companies in sustainability-related risk. Meanwhile, the Rocky Mountain Institute recently launched a Center for Climate-Aligned Finance, which includes commitments from some of the world's biggest financial providers to help provide low-carbon, sustainable economy and society. So let's back up for just a moment. If you are a large corporation right now, if you don't get your shit together and you don't start moving towards zero carbon or buying zero or carbon credits, now what does that mean? If you're a company who emits a lot of carbon into the air, you have to either buy carbon credits or you're not going to get your financing. You have to prove that you're a carbon neutral company or moving towards that. Okay. So if you don't move towards that, you're not going to get your financing. Money makes the world go round. So if you're a large company, what are you going to do? You're going to manipulate and mold your company based on the things that Elon Musk is saying, the things that Kevin O'Leary is saying, the things that Kathy Wood is saying. Okay. So they're going to, Bitcoin mining is going to have this weird, nomenclature toward it because it's dirty. It's really not that bad if you dive into it, warriors. It's really not that bad. It's a narrative I'm sharing with you guys. It's keeping you flooded out of the marketplace. It's scaring the living shit out of you. They're moving to zero carbon. All the companies, we're moving into a new economic system. It's not that complicated, warriors. Think about it. It's a new asset class since the 1600s. How do you move everybody slowly and efficiently? You manipulate the companies to make sure that there's zero carbon. So they have to get their financing. So if a company can't get money unless there's zero carbon or moving towards it, what does that do? It shifts the company, which shifts their behaviors, which shifts the people. And then the media, they preemptive program you. And then eventually you're going to be driving an electric car. You're going to be sitting there doing everything on your phone, and you're going to be broke because you didn't follow the biggest shift in generational wealth when you have the opportunity to be on the other side of it and invest in it. So can cryptocurrency survive regulators? Here's what Ripple CEO says about XRP's future. Known for the XRP currency, Ripple has caught the high stakes legal tussle in the Securities and Exchange Commission since last year. As some call for crypto ban, CEO Brad Garlinghouse says a lack of clarity in the U.S. regulation of digital assets compared to other developed countries is a big part of the problem. He's a critic of Bitcoin's energy use, but he is not waging a secret war against it like people like Elon Musk. Known for pioneering XRP, Ripple has been caught in the high-stakes legal tussle with the U.S. and Securities Exchange Commission since last year. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse doubled down his frustration surrounding the lack of clarity and U.S. regulation of digital assets in an appearance on CNBC's Squawk Box on Wednesday. He is a big part of the problem. He says a big part of the problem is crypto regulation in the U.S. is not cryptocurrency players, but the lack of action from the U.S. regulators compared to its global peers. The SEC charged Ripple co-founder Chris Larsen and Brad Garlinghouse with conducting illegal securities offerings and allegedly raised more than $1.3 billion through sales of XRP. XRP was trading up 8% Wednesday morning, okay, and up almost 300% year to date. Okay, so let me teach you the game, okay? So if the US wanted to destroy Ripple XRP, if they are not all in cahoots with each other behind the scenes building the new infrastructure, why on earth would they have Brad Garlinghouse on CNBC? Who controls the media, warriors? Who controls the media? Comment down below. The richest people in the world control the media. Those who control the media, but those who have the money control the media, control the information, control the people. So do you think those elites would have Brad Garlinghouse consistently on the news all over the place talking about this case if they wanted XRP and Ripple to be destroyed? Let's put our thinking caps on. Would Rosie Rios leave the Treasury or be part of the Treasury and sign the last $100 bill and be part of bringing a new financial system in? She said that. I showed you the video. And become the board of directors for Ripple XRP? Think about that, warriors. If you were an elite and you wanted to destroy Ripple XRP, would you have Brad Garlinghouse all over the media stations that you own? Are you getting where I'm going, warriors? You got this? Okay. So XRP continues to grow during all this craziness. Come build on the XRP ledger. This is really, really neat, warriors. So what about XRP grants? The XRP ledger is open source, decentralized, and permissionless public blockchains. XLPL grant funds selected open source projects that continue to advance the growth of XRP ledger communities. First round of applications now open. We will consider any projects that build on the XRP ledger as involves in technical developments. Step 1, create an initial prototype. Submit your application. Step 2, finalists are chosen for interviews. They're going to accept projects and notify, grants received, and then 3 to 4 months are going to interviews conducted. But check this out. Where's the thing that breaks it down here? Oh, here we go. Non-fungible tokens, core infrastructure, development tooling, development UX, and security. Our focus area is the first round relates to development of NFTs, non-fungible tokens on the XRP ledger, such as XRPL-based NFT marketplace, NFT issuance platforming, minting, wallet support for XRPL-based NFTs, and tools servicing for XRP-based NFTs. XRP is now getting into the probably the NFL game, the NFT game. All right, so I'm going to leave you with this one. I love reading regulation. I spend 8 to 9 hours of research watching these Senate hearings. I love this stuff. I wouldn't do it if I didn't love it, Warriors. I'm really passionate about bringing you guys this information, and I'm really, really grateful. I want to stop for just a moment and say how grateful I am that this is adding value to your life, because I'm obsessed with this, Warriors. I'm obsessed with predictive programming. I have dyslexia. The way my brain works is it picks up all these signs, symbols, and I'm able to connect the dots from way back when I used to be in banking, going through banking school, and I start to fire off all these neurons within my brain. I'm like, I get it. So I want to share this with you because it's really important. State of crypto, what regulators said at Consensus 2021. Now remember, Kathy Woods was here at Consensus 2021 talking about the fact of ECGCs. Remember, environmental, social, and governance. Okay, so let's go back here. Regulators are getting more involved in crypto, or so they said at this year's Consensus event. CoinDesk Consensus 2021 ended today, but the conversations will continue. Okay. If you missed it, you can catch up on the coverage here. You can click right here, go to CoinDesk. I'd highly recommend you watch it. Okay. So now why would the regulators be at CoinDesk Consensus? CoinDesk annual conference usually features a host of policymakers, regulators explaining how they're approaching cryptos and how the approach has changed over the past few years. Here are some of the highlights. Federal Reserve Governor Lael Brainard, U.S. Central Bank official open consensus with a breakdown of how exactly the Boston Fed is looking at digital dollar from a policy perspective. Why would you be creating policies on something that's not going to exist? It's going to go to zero. Okay, Wyoming governor, the governor of Wyoming revealed his own cryptocurrencies and said he's concerned about government issues related to digital currencies. I'm moving to Wyoming, man. International Monetary Fund Division Chief Tomaseo Massini Grafano, the IMF Division Chief, said that hypothetically, a world with multiple reserve currencies would be fairly stable. He has responded to a question about China's digital yuan. They're all going to work together, Warriors. U.S. Senator Cynthia Lummis, the crypto-friendly lawmaker, Financial Innovation Caucus officially launched on Tuesday with Senator Lummis. Hester Pierce, we've brought up her. The growth of digital assets might force the Securities and Exchange Commission to modernize its custody rules. I brought that up to you guys. We're hearing Gary Glenser. We're sitting next to each other. Colorado Governor Jared Polis, previously a congressman who is a co-founder of the Congressional Blockchain Caucus, said he wants to work with states' policymakers to help accept crypto for taxes. But crypto's a fraud, right? Christina, the Dem co-creator of chief economist of MIT professor, said the original Facebook led to the vision of Libra stablecoin project was naive. CS possible, made it possible. Bank of Martis Governor Havis, whatever the hell his name is, central bank plans to launch a central bank digital currency by the end of the year. Harvest said he previously teased there'd be research into CBDCs. National Security Council Director Carol House. White House, Carol House, said a lack of controls may require the U.S. government to create some regulations to limit fundraising by malicious actors. I told you guys all the bad actors are going to get wiped out. Acting Finance Chair Michael Moiser, who took office earlier this year after former FinTech Director Blanco stepped down, said a controversial rule proposed that would require crypto exchanges to collect counterparty data for transactions to private wallets is still being evaluated. I could go on and on. Elsewhere, Ray Dalio, the billionaire investor of hedge fund manager who on Bridgewater, revealed Monday his Bitcoin. I told many of you commented on my video last year when I was talking about Ray Dalio. I study Ray Dalio, his economic principles. I love his economic principles. Last year, I would bring him up to teach you economics. And a lot of you were commenting, Ray Dalio's not in crypto. And I just kept my mouth shut. I knew he was in crypto. I felt it. Lo and behold, he revealed this year that he was in Bitcoin. Binance says rollback not possible after DeFi exploits Binance Smart Chain. NFL legend Tom Brady has definitely invested in crypto. Tampa Bay Bucks quarterback Tom Brady says he owns crypto, but doesn't say which crypto, how much. Disclosure, I'm a longtime fan of New York England's Patriots' his former football team. I'm not sure what that. I don't know if that was a hint. Okay. Outside of CoinDesk, former Treasury Secretary Lawrence Summers warns stimulus payments might lead to inflation. inflation. No, I'm not going to go into that. PayPal plans to let users withdraw their cryptocurrency holdings in third-party wallets. I think that was just announced. Shilling myself for a moment, I make an appearance in the CBC News podcast series. I don't know what the hell that means. All right, Warriors. Woo, man, my brain is a little jumbled right now. Here's why. So I've been grinding, Warriors. This has been a freaking, you can see it in my face. We have our Warrior Council coming in this weekend. Actually really early. We're setting it up. So we have our Warrior Academy here in Arizona. It's worldwide. We have coming up on 1,900 Warriors worldwide, 16 different countries. I always share to you guys, it's not a perfect academy. One time somebody said, why wouldn't you call it a perfect? Because nothing's perfect. What I'm freaking good at, Warriors, is surrounding myself with beasts. Surrounding myself with people that are way better than me. So what I'm really good at is leadership. I'm good at leading people, connecting people, and bringing people together. I'm also an extremely authentic person. I came from the banking system, so I'm flipping the script. I literally show you my exact portfolio. We have an exit strategy. We have a cryptocurrency community. We have a Discord. We have cryptocurrency calls. We have a technical analysis call on Friday. We have leadership calls on Wednesday and Saturday. We have so much information out there. We have a team of researchers that literally will answer questions within 48 hours within our community so that you can get basic questions answered or very advanced questions answered. But we don't pretend like we know everything. What we do is we work together, almost 1,900 people, to come up with the answers so we can all navigate into this new economic system. They're meeting behind the scenes, so we're meeting behind the scenes and coming up with our plan to become the uncommon 1%, the richest people in the world. But remember, if you followed my TikTok and the things that I've talked about, there's 3 books that you should be reading. Number 1, Think and Grow Rich. And within Think and Grow Rich, it talks about having masterminds. That's basically what we've created, a mastermind of people all over the world that you can stay like-minded, you can stay focused. Number 2 book you should be reading now, is Richest Man in Babylon. You need to understand how to flip money. You should always pay yourself first. And number 3 book is Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. You'll be shocked. Every single one of those books will flip your brain upside down because you've been put into a system that keeps you just over broke. You've been designed to live in a box, to go to school, to get a paycheck, to get your health insurance, to stop focusing on your dreams, to stop creating and end up dying. That's how you've been created. And when you break free from the box, it gets very, very uncomfortable, Warriors. People try to pull you back. So the community is extremely important. Everything's down in the description down below. My videos have been a little bit longer here. I love you guys. I appreciate you. And as we always say, Warriors, rise. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, CoachJB_. Let's go.